and scroll. Talk and scroll. Talk and
Subscribe. Hey, what's going on? This is TNS Time and Space, and I would like to welcome you to episode 10 of Talk and Scroll. Had to do 3 in one night to catch up. But anyway, before I begin, I want to invite you to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that bell notification so you can be made aware of any time I post new content. But anyway, now that the housekeeping is done, let's get into it. I also do music. I'm also an MC, love music, always been a hip-hop artist, been an independent artist in addition to doing this Talk and Scroll show. So occasionally I'll come across these posts or I'll come across these items in groups. This one is Real Hip-Hop Discussions. And this particular post came up, so I wanted to discuss it because it's always been an ongoing debate as far as a freestyle versus off the top and what a real freestyle is or what have you. So anyway, this particular post says a freestyle should be, let me start over. A freestyle should be top of the dome spit, not memorized bars from tracks you have recorded labeled as a freestyle. So immediately the division begins. Someone says you're corny, I guess, far from it. So then they say your favorite rapper disagrees. Then this person says, that's why I only listen to Harry Mack. Now, for those of you who don't know, Harry Mack is someone who goes around proving that his freestyles are improvised and that they are indeed off the dome or off the top, meaning that they weren't written. He comes up with them on the spot. So I can certainly appreciate his ability. I don't know if I agree with this person that he's unmatched. I would say that he's worked hard enough to expose himself to the world. I'll give him credit for that. But he is certainly not unmatched. There are many people with that skill. However, I do give him credit for differentiating himself, for pushing it and keeping it going so that he's built a profile so that people know him. But anyway, I just want to point out that I used to be of that belief that a freestyle had to be off the dome or else it wasn't really a freestyle until I gained some more knowledge, even those who are pioneers in hip hop like KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J. They've spoken about how a freestyle could also be a written rhyme that's free of style, meaning it wasn't about a particular subject. So I guess it's where you're just showing off your skills in the same way that you would freestyle and improvise off the top, that you would show off your pen game where it wasn't confined to one subject. So I also freestyle myself. So I was of that belief, and it was a bit of an elitist mentality in that you had to have that gift of being able to go off the dome. Now, I'm going to speak on that further, but I want to scroll through some of the comments. So someone says, here comes a kid trying to change the rules. Freestyle means free of style. When you just free flowing, there isn't a rule of it being off the head. Little kid, if you want off the dome, that's something else. So someone says, thank you for clearing that up. They don't understand. So yes, I agree with the mindset that there are two different types of freestyles. I think it's a matter of semantics in that, people hear freestyle and they automatically think off the dome, whereas it could be someone just showing off their pen game. And let me say this too, as an artist and someone who was formerly an elitist and extremely rigid in that I wasn't willing to, open myself up to new perspectives. I freestyle, and I believe that it is a blessing and it is a gift to be able to go off the top, and I'm not going to dismiss it either. So on the one hand, you have people who are on one extreme saying that you have to be able to freestyle off the top or else you're not a real artist. And on the other extreme, you have newer artists who write strong songs strictly who will say that that's stupid. It doesn't matter if you could freestyle off the top. That's stupid. As in anything, extremes are dangerous. I don't believe that either extreme is correct. I believe it's a matter of a happy medium. It's sort of like Steph Curry being able to shoot 3 pointers from the logo. It still counts for 3 points. You don't have to do it, but it is a nice skill to have, and it's a way to differentiate yourself. I certainly believe in it. I certainly do it. However, I don't believe you should limit yourself to going off the dome, so to speak. You should definitely work on all aspects of your craft. So I wanted to speak on that. So this person says freestyle is off the head, no lyric sheet. Sure, I mean, again, that's a matter of semantics. So you hear freestyle, if you're thinking off the dome, I think the argument is whether or not it is one umbrella term or whether or not it's two separate terms. So someone says freestyle has two meanings. Overall, it means improvise. So basically, artists these days write bars, but they are not songs. That is a freestyle written. It is a handful of artists that can master full-fledged freestyling. Even Jay-Z admits to writing them in his head. Some form of it is memorization of flows and words that can be grouped together to make it effective, or you just rapping nonsense. Exactly. So you do have people who can make up nonsense. You also have people who are gifted enough to be able to go off the dome and make sense and paint a picture. I believe that for newer artists, I would say you should definitely work on it. Don't believe the people who say, oh, it's stupid, because it's usually the people who can't do it. Or anytime you can't do something, you downplay it. Or you want to minimize its importance because you want to minimize the fact that you're lacking in some area. So you try and minimize that weakness. On the other hand, I don't believe it's everything, because someone like Harry Mack, I'm not criticizing Harry Mack at all, so I won't even say a generic no disrespect, because that's usually followed by disrespect. He is great at what he does as far as improvising. However, it's a different type of gift to be able to write songs. So the best MCs or the best artist, and what I strive to be, is someone who can do both. I want to be able to freestyle off the top for the purist. I also want to be able to write songs that people can relate to. I believe that's a matter of being a diverse artist, and I don't want to be so rigid and so close-minded that I can't appreciate other people's perspectives or other people's gifts. So I just wanted to speak on that briefly. I'm sure I'll touch on it again. I'm just looking at some other comments before I finish up. I always thought freestyle was off the dome, but I guess it could also apply to a verse with no subject and just free-flowing. So ultimately, people are going to disagree with that. They're going to say a freestyle is a written rhyme. They're going to say it's off the top or off the dome. I always grew up on off the top and off the dome. That was me personally. However, I'm not going to begrudge anyone who feels differently. I would say work on your craft, work on your pen game, work on your freestyle game, work on going off the top, work on all of it. Don't be an elitist. Don't be somebody who's so limited and so rigid that they're not open to developing. But anyway, that's enough about that. I am TNS, Time and Space. This has been an episode of Talk and Scroll. Y'all take it easy.
Talk and scroll. Talk and scroll. Talk and scroll.